Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Tamiru Nimsat. Let's have a look at the headlines. Vocational training push for loose PM's Korea envoy talks. Steady inflation masks rising food prices, data shows. News in detail. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya has met with the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to discuss significant reforms in Sri Lanka's education sector. The talks, which focused on vocational training and digitalization, were held at the Parliament premises in Colombo recently. During the Court's meeting with Ambassador Lee Myong, a key proposal involved developing the National College of Education in Kuliapitiya into a model institution for vocational training. The discussion centered on integrating vocational subjects into the national school curriculum and providing specialized teacher training in this stream. Ambassador Lee reaffirmed Korea's continuous commitment to supporting Sri Lanka across multiple development sectors and expressed particular interest in expanding cooperation in education initiatives designed to benefit the majority of students. The meeting was attended by senior officials from both sides, including the Secretary to the Prime Minister and representatives from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism. This engagement marks a significant step in strengthening bilateral cooperation between the two nations, with education reform emerging as a priority area for collaboration. The Korean delegation included the Deputy Head of Mission and the Second Secretary of the Korean Embassy in Colombo. The National Consumer Price Index has recorded a year-on-year inflation rate of 2.1% for the month of September. The latest official inflation figures were released by the Department of Census and Statistics in Colombo recently. The data reveals that while overall inflation remains low and stable, food prices continue to be a significant driver, recording a much higher year-on-year increase of 3.8%. In contrast, non-food inflation stood at just 0.7%. The month-on-month change was minimal at 0.1%, indicating stable price levels. The core inflation index, which excludes volatile items like food, energy and transport, recorded a 1.9% increase compared to September of last year. The report highlighted that food categories contributed 1.7 percentage points to the overall 2.1% headline inflation rate, while non-food items contributed only 0.4 percentage points. This continuing disparity between food and non-food inflation has been a consistent trend in recent months. The National Consumer Price Index itself reached 207.4 points in September, showing a slight increase from 207.2 points in August. The Department of Census and Statistics confirmed that the general price level has increased by 107.4% since the index reference year of 2021. Sri Lanka's aviation industry has reported a strong double-digit increase in both passenger and aircraft movements for the first 9 months of this year. The latest growth figures were released by Airport and Aviation Services in Colombo recently. International passenger movements surged by 14.08% to reach 7,559,699 passengers from January to September. Similarly, international aircraft movements saw an even higher growth of 15.35%. A key highlight is that nearly half of all arrivals were tourists, with 1,706,308 visitors arriving by air. The industry is bolstering its capacity to handle this growth, with 12 new check-in counters set to become operational at Bandar Naik International Airport starting November 1st. Furthermore, several international airlines, including Kuwait Airways and Belavia, are commencing or resuming flights to Sri Lanka this month. AASL Chairman Air Chief Marshal Harshabe Vikrama stated that this strong growth trajectory reinforces their confidence to begin construction of the new Terminal 2 at Bandar Naik International Airport in 2026. While cargo movement saw a slight decline of 4%, the overall sector momentum is described as robust, with industry on track to handle over 10 million passengers this year. Stay tuned. We will return after the short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. A high-level business delegation to Indonesia has secured promising partnerships in renewable energy and digital services. The week-long trade mission was organized by the Sri Lanka-Indonesia Business Council and concluded in Jakarta recently. The delegation led by HSenid Business Solutions Chief Executive Officer Sampath Jayasundara participated in the flagship Trade Expo Indonesia 2025, which was inaugurated by Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto. The mission involved strategic meetings with key Indonesian business bodies, including the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Indonesian Renewable Energy Society, to explore cooperation in sectors like renewable energy and tourism. A significant event was the Beyond Borders Startup Exchange, hosted by the Indonesian Ministry of Communication and Digital, where Jayasundara engaged in a fireside chat on startup growth and global market access. The delegation also attended a networking reception hosted by the Sri Lankan Embassy in Indonesia, connecting with diaspora business leaders. Sri Lankan Airlines supported the mission as the official airline partner. The Sri Lanka-Indonesia Business Council stated that the mission successfully advanced trade and investment dialogue between the two nations. The Harvard Club of Sri Lanka is set to host a major international conference focusing on the future of the Asia-Pacific region. The Big Bold Brave Asia-Pacific Harvard Conference 2025 will bring together leaders from various sectors in Colombo this November. The conference will be held at the Cinnamon Life at City of Dreams in Colombo from Wednesday, November 12th to Friday, November 14th. The event will feature keynotes and workshops addressing 5 key areas including education, technology, and climate change for the rapidly growing Asia-Pacific region. Multi-award-winning flexible packaging provider JF Packaging Limited has revealed plans for an initial public offering of its ordinary voting shares. The company will host a global investor forum on the 21st of October to present its business model and future growth strategy. Sri Lanka is set to make history by hosting the World Powerlifting Championship for the first time in South Asia this November. The event will bring over 250 elite athletes from more than 10 countries to compete in Colombo from November 28th to 30th. The Katina Shivara, which is to be offered to the Mahasangha at the sacred Mahabodhi temple, Bodhi Gaya in India, was brought to the IWS Center, Kalaniya this morning. The Katina Shivara had been kept at the Gangarami temple, Colombo, for public veneration during last week. Arrangements have already been made to send the Shivara for the Katina Puja at the sacred Mahabodhi temple, Bodhi Gaya in India. Before that, the Shivara will also be available for the public veneration at the Vaturuva Raja Mahavihara, Sella Kataragama, for public veneration from the 24th to the 26th of this month. The management of the IWS Holdings Private Limited invites you all to be a part of a rare and blessed opportunity paying homage to the Katina Shivara. Stay tuned for stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange in economics notes today. The all-share price index gained by 7.45 points to close at 22,791.07. The S&P SL20 dropped by 7.21 points to close at 6,276.86. The turnover was over 6.6 billion rupees and over 217 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.